Hello YouTube, Retro Heaven 66 here. Today I'd like to talk about a different type of genre of game which I've not covered yet. The game was released on Commodore Format magazine, issue number 17, and it was a public domain game at the time, so it was free to anyone, and Commodore Format just happened to put it on their cassette tape. So yeah, I had this originally around about 1992 it must have been. I loaded it up and I played through the other games. It was Cyberdyne Warrior, which was a fantastic game. I believe the people who did Creatures created Cyberdyne Warrior. It's very similar in graphical style. So the game I want to talk about is a little title called Sensitive, which was a public domain game. It's probably the most frustrating game I played in my life, but it's one of those games which will be with me forever. I'll continue playing it probably to the day I die, and continue to get frustrated with it, but there's something about this game which just makes it one of those games where you keep playing and playing and playing it. There's a particular stage in the game, I've always called it the inverted pyramid, because obviously it looks like a pyramid but it's upside down, and the aim of the game is to control a little disc around the screen and destroy all the blocks, and then make your way back to the exit area without destroying yourself with the blocks. It's a very simple idea, but really clever one. And I gotta say, the music in the game is probably the best computer game music I've heard in my life. It's just superb. It really is a superb music track to go with it. So, as a kid, I would just become annoyingly frustrated with it. I would map out this inverted pyramids level on paper, and I would use a piece of paper and obviously a pen to draw around it to see how the hell do you get through this? How do you do it? Because to this day I'm still baffled by this level. I can't do it. So let's have a little look at the gameplay now and see what you think.
So, Sensitive on the C64. What can I say? I mean, graphically, it's not the most outstanding looking game in the world, but then I guess for the type of game it is, it doesn't really need to be technically stunning. I mean, you got the exception of the game Tilt. That was, personally, I thought that game looked amazing. It was 3D and it looked really great when you played it for a little puzzle game as it was. So yeah, Sensitive, the first few levels, they're pretty straightforward, they're self-explanatory. Just whiz your sprite through the yellow squares and get yourself to the exit. So as you continue through the game, after a good few stages, you'll come across grey tiles, and the grey tiles are over there to aid you or to guide you, and I'm guessing those two are really the same things. But anyway, some of them will say T, and the T stands for teleport, so you can get from one side of the map you're on, the stage rather, to another stage, so you could finish destroying the yellow tiles on one part, and then you can teleport to the next part of the stage and finish the rest, and then finally exit. Some of the lines you'll come across might have a vertical horizontal line going through the middles, and those simply tell you you can't move left or right if it's horizontal. You can only go down or up. It's best if you played it. It's a little bit difficult to explain, but if you've still yet to play Sensitive, which is probably likely or probably unlikely if you've come across this video, then give it a go. And here it is. This is the inverted pyramid, as I used to call it. I'm going to have a quick go at doing this, but I'm not going to get very far. What I'd like is for somebody to say in the comments how they managed to get around this one. Can you manage to finish this inverted pyramid without even thinking about it? I mean, you know, the first several levels is fine, but once we get to this level, it's game over instantly. I long since gave up with this level. Every time I get to it, I'll give it a couple of goes and then I'll get so frustrated I normally turn the game off. So let's hear in the comments how you did this. Was it a nightmare for you years ago? Because it still is a nightmare today for me. Thanks for watching, and catch us again soon.